So we're back to working and recording, and which is kind of good. Not only do I have poor eyesight and a few other health issues, but and I don't know, maybe I have arthritis some, but handwriting is hard for me. Um, though I do it, I'm constantly filling up notebooks with notes, but this is easier. I'm gonna love it so much when we have ubiquitous machine vision and speech recognition. Oh yeah, some other bells and whistles would be fun too, but that alone would enable these systems so that they can see you, read your body language and such, and you can instead of using a mouse or a keyboard, hell, that would be fun. You body language, mudras, hand signals, sign language, whatever. Um, yeah, that'd be fun if you instead of a mouse you used sign language to interface. Why not? It's if a human can learn it, an AI can learn. And this is the power of AI is because the AI may do nothing but read machine vision and body language and configure gestures. Um, and then yeah, audio, sound, tone. Now that's there. Okay, that's another one of those protocols I've uh done some shovelfuls recently. I mean, really, when I talk recently, I'm talking hours. Um, it's called Audio, and I guess the company is Audius. But what niche they're trying to fill is basically be the Web3 music industry. Well, now, one of the games for years I've been envisioning is basically a music producer simulation game and a you know, multi-user game. So you have a cyberspace, and we could maybe even implement it within metaverses. But I'm wondering because the new way of thinking about these applications or systems is you could be integrating a whole bunch of different, I'll call them protocols, but or we can call them services. Um, and usually each one of these has their place they're trying to fulfill. And these guys are doing, well, audio. That's why it's called audio. But they're going for music creators and stuff. And they're trying the newer models of kind of cutting out like the music industry and being like creator right to market sort of thing. Um, but I do have in mind a game, which is one of the games I want to develop and release, where you're basically a music producer. You might start out your persona, your avatar might start out uh, on a street corner using a overturned bucket as a drum, maybe even using your hands, and so you're a street performer. I mean, as the story evolves, there'll be different levels. You'll probably be able to go in, maybe even buy what level you want to start at, um, and so you don't have to go through the earth. But as a kind of a rock bottom option or story where the character or avatar might start, you could do that. I mean, there's many things from there. I mean, even if it's a returning player and they've got money or whatever, or they own some NFTs, you could, okay, an improvement would be to buy a harmonica, buy a guitar, buy a trombone, buy a zither, these are the kind of NFT type things that the players could buy. And so they start off with that um, to get started. I don't, it's based on ideas like, do you know the origin stories of Elvis Presley or Frank Zappa, or actually quite a few entrepreneurs that became big music stars? They started out producing their own records. That's how they got into the market, was because they didn't have to be accepted by like some record executive or something. uh, they did like Frank Zappa, and nobody's gonna record and vinyl release his music, so he did it himself, and the rest is history. Yeah, I saw a real interesting video clip once of when Frank Zappa was first starting out. It's like around 1960 on the Steve Allen show. And what got him on the Steve Allen show was his instrument was a bike wheel with the spokes, and he played the spokes. Yeah. Now that's having fun. Okay. Should I bounce? 5? Seems much long. Time goes by so fast when you're having fun, but in many ways it's also compressing, it seems. I think, oh man, I've been talking for 15 minutes. No, it's been 5 minutes. But then other ones, I think, God, I just got started. Surely it's less than 10 minutes, and it's 30 minutes. So, and another one bites the dust. Yeah, I haven't had a drop of alcohol in over 10 years. It's got a backstory. So, something that I envisioned, but I don't see how it would fit or if it would be worth doing. Kind of like the spaceship thing, but thinking more of like a passenger ship. Is there something about that people, users, humans, avatars could board this ship or jump on the ship and, I don't know, take it on a tour? Is there some way that would be interesting and monetizable to make such a ship that you're basically going through cyberspace and somehow we uh represent the nodes, not just ours, but like Etherscan and stuff, what you can see out there, and somehow make it into a graphical representation that's much like a tour ship uh, sailing through and enjoying looking at what's there, even though you may not be able to drill down or grab any one piece of it. Well, okay, think of it this way. If if our virtual ship was basically um, sailing through waterfalls of like green zeros and ones, like in the Matrix, right? But that's very crude. That's that's Tosh. The Matrix. That's just a cinematographer graphically giving you the feel, and that's what cinematographers do. They deal with emotions, um, giving you the feel of what it would be like. Because that in itself is tosh. It's nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. It's not the way you'd want to do it. But the feeling of that, if the cinematographer got you the feeling, that's what I'm talking about. If we could, if people could buy tickets, and NFTs are great for tickets. One of the early adopters is Ticketmaster. And interesting enough, one of those things I didn't discover until decades later, and I won't get into the details, but evidently, I personally knew, well, I knew his sons actually back in the 60s. They were in elementary school with me. But the founder of Ticketmaster, now Ticketmaster as a case study, is one of those entrepreneur case studies you want to pay attention to. And I have a lot of inside information that is probably quite esoteric, personally, even. It's interesting. The more I think about it, actually, I grew up amongst, and most of my stomping grounds, a lot of people seem to become millionaires or more, multimillionaires. So where's my million? I want my million. Maybe I could do like what's his name did, where he got a whole bunch of billionaires together and then said, it's really quid pro quo. I can offer you a quid pro quo. Give me $1 billion and you'll make $10 billion. Quid pro quo, quid pro quo. Uh, clown president. Yeah. Clown president would be so much fun. I need cartoonists. Um, yeah, there's so many different ways we could go with clown president. The idea of clown president could be another like Simpsons or Family Guy or Family Man or Family Thing. I guess they did American Dad too. I don't like those a lot, but if I got to be entertained, I'll watch them. But the point is, oh my God, you think 30 years of Simpsons and 12 years of Futurama and all this is impressive? Family Guy, yeah, let's get Seth MacFarlane. Uh Clown President could could smash all of them, all their records. Um Actually, and if you get the AI to be writing and creating the clown president content, and you can launch it like my autonomous robots, then yeah, then really, your company could go out of business, you could die or whatever. And oh, I know what I was going to say. One Piece, yes, the anime One Piece has all of them beat. I think they've got more than 1,000 episodes. They've been around, well, maybe not as long as The Simpsons and stuff, but they've probably done more with like OVA DVDs and stuff, movies. I think something like One Piece, they have like 3 or 4 movies that they've made, aside from the episodal stream that takes you through different eras of One Piece is really interesting how they developed it from its start. And you see a lot of evidence that even though I don't think they knew everything about where they were going to go or even some future characters, they did have the world drawn out and they had the structure of the governance and stuff within the world all figured out. And so that makes it a lot easier because when you're doing a franchise like that, the episodes probably come quite easily because you know the virtual reality or the world the characters are operating in. And so that opens. One of the things I want to do with comic books and cartooning and all this stuff is even avatars is chibi and silly. I want us to try to slant things towards chibi and silly. And if you don't know what that means, go ask your mother. I gotta bounce again. Sorry, I gotta bounce again.